Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode in the room build series. On today's video we're going to take a look at a classic style living room. Without further ado, Mr. Editor, please cue that intro. So here we are again ladies and gentlemen with a classic room, and I have to admit, thought about it and thought, well, classic rooms are something that maybe I've been a bit neglecting of recently, and kind of thought, well, we can have another crack at it. So I thought I'd take a layout that I've used before and just try and use the space a little bit differently. So I've actually used this one in previous builds, but thought we'd try something a little bit new with it. So to start off with, then let's grab some windows and get a bit of a feel and a vibe of that, and we're going to let some light. Actually, no. This is your roots. You always start off by deleting the ceiling. That is always your start, Ryan. Don't change it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with wallpaper, and I'm thinking we're going to go with some light tones here is the plan. Now, the plan and what actually happens are never two things that sort of pan out as I hope, but in spite of that, we are going to try and see what we can do. But first things first, I need to find a colour I actually like, which is actually proving somewhat of a difficulty, but we're going to go with this light tone, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go for a kind of brown carpet, I think is the plan. So something simple, something basic, and just kind of that light brown is just going to be enough of a neutral kind of tone that I think it's going to look quite good. So let's get some windows in here, let's get a door in here, let's get some furniture in here, and basically once I've done that I've built the whole room. But you know, we're going to look aside from that. Also, new carpet I've just noticed, that's nice, I like that. That's probably been there the whole time, I just not bothered to look at the menu. Actually, to be fair, I can justify that. I can justify it. I'm not sure I need to, but I'm going to do it anyway. Nonetheless, this is happening. This is happening. It will happen even more once I find a window I like. Window. I changed from window to wender. That was not intentional. Really not intentional. Although, I'm probably going to rock with something like that. Will be just the article. So let's pop that one in there. And that one in there, and let's pop that one in there, and that one in there. That's good. That's a nice bit of windowage, because that's a phrase that I'm now using. Nice bit of windowage, and let's get a door. Let's get a nice happy door. I feel like Bob Ross. We're gonna get a nice happy door, and we're gonna put a nice happy door in the wall, and we're gonna pretend like it's not even there. We're gonna pretend that we're not even noticing the happy door in the wall. I do wonder how many people are actually sitting in the audience right now going, who the hell is Bob Ross? Well, Bob Ross is a painter, and if you guys haven't seen Bob Ross, please go and see Bob Ross, because it is awesome. If you watch it on YouTube for like 30 seconds, you will fall in love with the man, because I will not sort of say anything more aside from the fact the man is a genius when it comes to a brush. And that is not a compliment I give often, and probably not a sentence I'm going to be using anytime soon. Genius with a brush is kind of a weird phrase, but in spite of that, we are going to get a nice little flower to put on this mantelpiece. A nice red rose would be just the spot on part. So liking this vibe, so I'm thinking probably, so I put the TV above the fireplace. I'm thinking a sofa there with a couple of chairs either side. We've got a space for a writing desk and possibly some kind of maybe a poker table or something. I'll see what fits in there, and an easel maybe, and a couple of tables. Maybe even something a bit creative like a violin or guitar or something like that could be probably what we're after. So let's start placing items and go to the activities and skills. Let's start off with an easel. So easel going in. What can we talk about then? What can we talk about? So I felt like I gave a massive channel update in the last video, so I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to bore you with some stuff repeating old ground, but what I am going to do is I'm going to talk about some content. Yes. So Project Pixel, and I'm sure many of you will be pleased to hear, will be coming back with a vengeance. I have got some templates in mind that I'm going to be playing with and seeing what I can do with, and also I am actually in the process of trying to get hold of some promo merchandise and codes and stuff to allow me to get into some games, and maybe we might make an appearance of some other exciting stuff, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, that's all good news. Good news. Very, very excited about that. Also, working on the content, making sure that everything is looking good. Animations and stuff, I'm feeling like I like what I've got going on at the moment. I like the style of his layout, the general format I'm happy with, so I don't really want to change too much of the way the content is done. The only thing I might change is the music every so often, but even then, I'm still quite in love with the Approaching Nirvana songs I've got going on at the moment. And in case you guys didn't know, Approaching Nirvana, absolutely awesome. You guys should really, really be checking them out on iTunes, on YouTube. I do put links in the description to all my videos for every single one I use their music on. And I would probably say they are, for a band that is technically, well, they are royalty free. All you have to do is make sure if you want to use their music, you just have to make sure you buy a copy of it yourself. Aside from that, when it comes to YouTube terms, they are amazingly versatile, and they produce some awesome stuff to the point where I actually listen to my own music, which sounds horrendous, I know, and sounds kind of strangely self-centered, but I actually listen to my own sort of animations and music and such just to listen to Approaching Nirvana songs, and that is saying something for someone who is a massive Taylor Swift fan. I don't know if I've even said that on the channel. Well, it's been said now. So I am a big Taylor Swift fan, and I like Ed Sheeran, and I like a few other people as well. So it's not all Taylor Swift, although it is quite a large portion of Taylor Swift at the moment. On a massive Taylor Swift high. Actually, okay, let's go through this story. So I possibly am going to offend some people now, because I'm going to talk a little bit about iOS and Android, and people are possibly going to be a bit shocked. For someone who is amazingly technologically minded like I am, who love custom building, custom designing everything, don't worry, I'm not going to say I'm a Mac user, but I am an Apple user, and I love my iPhone, Apple Watch, everything like that. Big Apple. I'm not a fanboy per se. I have been known to watch many a press conference, but I'm not that sort of level of person. But I actually became an Apple Music member just to watch the concert. And in case you guys didn't know, and you are Taylor Swift fans, which I'm sure some of you are, and you know who you are. So if you guys are not aware, if you become an Apple Music member and you want to watch the 1989 concert, I'm plugging this. I don't get sponsorship for this, just so you know. I don't get any affiliate code. I'm just doing this out of the kindness of my heart, letting you guys know that you can actually watch the 1989 tour on Apple Music just by downloading iTunes and becoming an Apple Music member, which you get a free trial for 3 months anyway. And if you're not doing it already, really, Apple Music, honestly, it's kind of like Spotify. Well, it is like Spotify. The only thing I would say for me is the integration with everything Apple related in my house is so much better, for me at least. There's a lot of Apple products in my house, so it kind of makes sense. But if you've got Spotify, I probably wouldn't say blend them. But hey, get your 3-month free trial. Cancel it. Cancel your subscription. But you get it for the 3 months. Watch the concert if you like Taylor Swift. Totally worth it. Totally awesome. Plus, you get to try all the music. So I see this as nothing but a win-win. Enough of the shameless music plug for something that I don't even get sponsorship or royalty for. We're going to talk about this build. I'm going to be focused for a change. Focus is not something that's been happening on this channel for a while. I've been easily distracted. Ryan is easily distracted. Well, not anymore. Not anymore. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a slightly more focused rebranding of the channel. The focus is going to be, I might actually talk a little bit about what I'm doing for a change instead of just spouting random facts and bits of knowledge that float around my brain, which is kind of what's been happening for the last little while. So let's talk a little bit about it. So what I'm looking for then, see, content related to the video. Breakthrough. So, looking for some books and stuff to decorate this out nicely. I haven't done a house build for a while. That's why. That is why I am losing the talk about what you're doing front, because I haven't done a house build where I actually physically need to talk about stuff. So, need to do a house build. House builds are good. House builds are coming. I have the epic house build. I forgot. You guys just reminded me I have the awesome house build come. Oh, God, I'm excited about that. Okay. I am now on a massive excitement high, and I wish I could show you leaked pictures. I wish I could show you stuff, and I can't, and it's annoying. So, what day is it? Today is Thursday, isn't it? So, things to tell you then. This weekend coming. This weekend will be another in the Pokemon series, but don't worry, house build the following weekend. House build will be out, and it will be awesome and epic and amazing, and I cannot think of another good word, another doing word or a verb in case you are a massive connoisseur. Can you be a connoisseur of the English language? Or would that be a linguist? Are you a connoisseur of the English language if you're a linguist? Are they one and the same? I don't know. Answer on a postcard or in the comment section. Tweet at me, I don't know what Ryan's talking about anymore. Use that as your hashtag because Ryan doesn't know what he's talking about anymore and he has completely lost his train of thought but should be looking for a football table. Football table. That's activities. That's not going to help me. Football table. It's foosball, isn't it? I might need to search for it unless it's... I'm just clicking on every button now until I see it. That's not helping me in the slightest. Miscellaneous. I am really not doing a good job at this today. This has not been my day, although difference. I suppose a couple of videos ago I was saying how I woke up saying I hated everyone. Well, today has actually been a case where I have not hated everyone, although I am finding myself hating the fact that I cannot find the foosball table. Okay, I went past it. That's why I couldn't find it. Awkward. Okay, let's get the wood in. The wood tone, and that can go by the window, looking mighty fine like that. So we've got a nice foosball table there. We've got a nice rug can go on the floor. Let's get the nice little square rug. That will fit nicely under the easel. Easel and that little table thing that I'm not really sure why I've put there, but I just kind of liked. So, yep, that's looking good. We can put a couple of items on there. Maybe, isn't there a gramophone? There is a it is a gramophone, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, this is a Grammy phone, but it's the same principle. It's a gramophone. So that's looking awesome there. Liking a lot. Let's get a picture on the wall. This build is literally all over the place. Well, it's not literally all over the place, otherwise there'll be items spread everywhere around the map, but there's not. Kind of not really sure where I'm going with this. Lost the train of thought already. Everything is a tangent today. Let's get artwork on the wall. Artwork will make it better. Artwork makes everything better. Unless, of course, it's hanging artwork, in which case having more of it does not help. Because in the case of my room, you end up with pictures everywhere and not enough space to put them. Anyone else having that problem? I have so many posters and pictures and things I want to put up on wall mount and awesome stuff and have absolutely zero places to put any of it. Anyone else having that issue? Is it just me? Because I can't help but feel that I am fighting, well, these are first world problems, but yeah, I don't have enough wall space. There are people who don't have walls. I really need to adjust my perspective on life. I really need to adjust it. But we're going to put those books there, and that will make life better. So books there, I'm thinking nice desk here, and I think probably we're not far away from being done in this massively... This has been a really fast episode. I've done this amazingly quickly so far. The hell is wrong with me? I have been talking... I did have Red Bull today. That explains everything. I should never have Red Bull and record. I should never have alcohol and record either. I always end up with some weird content. Trust me, I scrapped a few videos because I'd drunk... Even if I drink a little bit, and when I say a little bit, I don't mean like 6 pints. I mean a little tiny weeny bit. My personality massively changes. So yeah, I'm kind of not in a bad way. I just really lose train of thought. I'm even more distracted than I already am, which is saying something. Although the Red Bull today has made me quite hyperactive. I don't usually drink Red Bull. There is a method and reason behind that. I'm not really meant to drink Red Bull, so I don't really know why I did. Why did I drink Red Bull? There was a reason why I did. I don't know, energy drinks. Energy drinks are bad. Kids, if you're out there doing energy drinks, don't. Trust me, they're really, really bad for you. And I'm not saying that in a parenty way. They're genuinely really, 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 really bad for you, to the point where I've actually been told I'm not allowed to have them because they're so bad for me. Why am I putting a PC on there, Ryan? This is classic. This is vintage. It's meant to look old. I put a TV on the wall as well. Not really sure why. Okay. We will go with a basic looking computer. I've got a better idea for the computer though. We're going to go with something retro. That's looking good. I like the retro look. And let's get a couple of books on here and probably we can wrap it up. And what I want you to do is I want you to remind me at some point to tell the story of the Red Bull and why I'm not meant to have it, because it's actually quite amusing, but I also am very aware I don't really have time to do it in this episode without extending it by another couple of minutes. I say a couple of minutes, it'd probably be about 10 minutes knowing me and my inability to tell stories, although I'm now having an inability to find items. Let's put the books there. Books there, we've got the plant in the corner, we've got curtains. How do we feel about this? I am feeling pretty much spot on. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have liked this video, this amazingly fast-paced video, I'm not really sure where it's come from and how I've managed to keep it under 20 minutes, but despite that, if you have liked this video, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below. It means so much to me if you do. Also, while you're down there, links to all my playlists, things you should really be checking out, including my Pokemon series, because the channel is now taking a new direction with Pokemon and Sims content. And ow, I just elbowed my desk. If you want to stay tuned for more of that, I elbowed the desk and hurt myself in previous videos, and that's something that's probably going to be making a regular appearance on the channel, which is more frightening than I can possibly imagine. That aside, if you are feeling particularly lazy and just want to watch another video, give it those two icons on the top of your screen a cheeky click to be taken to one of my other playlists. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Stay awesome, and I will see you in the next video.